We're now in the fall of 2018 and Google is the third big-name company to unveil its flagship phones to the public, after Apple's pair of XS and LG's V40 Think. We cannot act surprised with Google's Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL, but we're sure excited nonetheless. And we cannot pretend to like them equally either. The Pixel 3 XL, its unsightly notch notwithstanding, is the phone we're more interested in. So the Google Pixel 3 XL carries the larger display and larger battery that comes with the larger form factor. But otherwise, the Pixel 3 is every bit as powerful as the XL. It packs the same Snapdragon 845 chipset, the same cameras, the same Android experience, and the same speakers and wireless charging. As with previous generations of the Pixel, Google's latest phones are focused on having the best cameras and offering the best Android experience. The first agenda will mostly fall to Google's excellent HDR+ algorithm and perfectly tuned software, as Google has retained the single rear camera of its predecessor. Interestingly, Google put a dual camera on the front of the Pixel 3 and 3 XL, which enables wide and regular selfies. On the software side, the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL are the ubiquitous Android machines, made by Google with promised updates for at least 3 years. The moment you grab the Pixel 3 smartphones, you have the best and latest of Android in your hands. Android 9 Pie on the new pair of Pixels runs like a dream and is very gesture-focused. Those gestures require some getting used to, but are the way going forward. But this year Google added some niceties to the Pixel 3 and 3 XL to better equip them against 2018 competition. Like wireless charging, new pink paint job, a new tall aspect display for the smaller phone, and sadly, a notch for the larger one. While last year the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL differed in that the small device had a conventional 16:9 screen and the large one or tall aspect 18:9, this year both devices have modern displays. The Google Pixel 3 skipped the notch and comes with a 5.5-inch 18:9 2160 by 1080 pxam OLED screen, while the Pixel 3 XL has a 6.3-inch 2960 by 1440 pxam OLED with an 18.59 aspect ratio and the deepest notch we've ever seen on a phone. And forget about symmetry, as the bottom bezel, or chin as the kids are calling it, is fatter to accommodate the bottom stereo speaker. The top stereo speaker sits in the notch on the Pixel 3 XL and the top bezel of the Pixel 3. We can't really say if the new stereo speakers are a notch above the old ones, but we sure hope they don't crack and distort like them. Both phones have an aluminum frame with a hybrid coating that sits between the front and back Gorilla Glass 5 plates. On the back, there's a frosted glass inlay inserted into the glossy glass panel that retains the dual-tone design Google's Pixels have always had. Google calls it soft touch glass, and it keeps the illusion that the back is still made of metal while allowing for wireless charging. Even on the rear, the Google Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL retain the clean and minimalist design language Google has always been known for. What little design elements there were on the rear are gone on the front of either phone. Both devices have black bezels on the front on all three color options. They're clearly white, just black or not pink. The only design cues here are ever so slightly rounded screen corners and the unattractive notch of the Pixel 3 XL. The Google Pixel 3 is a small device. It's slightly shorter than the Pixel 2 despite having a taller screen. We think it will be welcomed with open arms by small phone lovers, as it's among the very few powerful phones of this size. The Google Pixel 3 XL is a tall and big device, in line with the OnePlus 6 or the Google Pixel 2 XL. Compared to its predecessor, the Pixel 3 XL carries a display that's taller by 0.3 inch but isn't much bigger when you subtract the notch. Last year Google had calibrated the Pixel 2 and 2 XL's displays to be accurate, but they came out muted and lifeless out of the box. This year Google has set up both phones to a new adaptive mode, which it claims is both vivid and natural. The displays on both Pixel 3s are also HDR certified. Of course, both devices offer always-on display. We'll be able to comment on the accuracy of the screens once we get both devices in our lab, but at first glance, the displays look good. This year Google bolstered the water resistance of the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL. The devices are now IP68 resistant, which means they're dust tight and can withstand water up to a 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. Battery-wise, the Pixel 3's 2,915 mAh unit is a step up from the Pixel 2's 2,700 mAh, while the Google Pixel 3 XL is a step 90 mAh down with its 3,430 mAh. Android 9 Pie's adaptive battery should help equal that difference out. Both the Google Pixel 3 and the Pixel 3 XL come with Android 9.0 Pie out of the box. We've seen this build on other phones already, like the Essential phone and Google's own Pixel 2 Hards XL, and there's nothing truly new here. The Pixel 3 phones come equipped with Google Assistant that can be prompted either by voice or by squeezing the edge of the phone with Active Edge. As before, you can adjust the force needed to activate Google's Assistant. Google is introducing something called Call Screen, which will allow the Assistant to screen your calls to let you know who's calling. This will be a US-only feature. Google Assistant will also ease your wake-up moments with Sunrise Alarm. It will display warm sunrise colors just before your alarm goes off. Google Lens has received an update that allows it to show suggestions, read QR codes, copy numbers and addresses straight from the camera on the Google Pixel 3 and 3 XL, in real time. Playground on the Google Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL enables us stickers and superheroes in the camera viewfinder, similar to what the Pixel 2 Hards XL did. Since it's 2018, we're also getting Playmoji on the Pixel 3 and 3 XL, which can react to you and read your facial expressions. With the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL, Google is introducing Titan M, a custom-made security chip that protects sensitive data on the phone. Finally, Android 9 Pie brings adaptive battery and digital well-being. The first limits resources to apps and services you're not using, while the other gives a rundown of your usage of the phone with options to set timers for apps you think you're overusing. Just like it did last year, Google has underclocked the CPU of the Snapdragon 845 chipset that powers the Pixel 3 phones. The big Creo 385 Gold cores are at 2.5 GHz, 0.2 GHz down, and the smaller silver cores are at 1.6 GHz, 0.1 GHz down. This is done to improve battery life and should only impact peak performance. No CPU today can hit its max clocks under a sustained workload. CPU performance seems largely unaffected by the clock speed changes. Single-core performance, determined by the big cores, is on par with other Snapdragon 845 devices and even edges out the Galaxy S9 Plus. The change is felt in the multi-core test. But the Pixel 3 Duo still outperforms the Kirin 970 inside the Huawei P20 Pro. Hardware-wise, Google retained the main 12MP camera of the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL, but added a completely new front-facing setup. On the rear there's a 12.2MP 1/2.55 camera with an f1.8 lens. large 1.4 micrometers pixels, dual pixel phase detection, autofocus, and both optical and electronic stabilization. Of course, the hardware is backed by Google's competent HDR+ technology. The front cameras on both Pixel 3s are dual 8MP shooters. One is a f2.2 fixed focus snapper with a 97-degree field of view, and the other a f1.8 shooter with a regular 75-degree FOV and autofocus. The main selfie shooter is a big improvement over the Pixel 2's 8MP f2.4. The Pixel 2 already had one of the best cameras around, that is unless you want a secondary zoom or ultra-wide-angle camera, and we expect the Pixel 3 to be faster and a bit better. We'll need to wait for the sun to rise again for more photos, but here's a quick comparison between the Pixel 3 XL and Pixel 2 XL. Here are some selfies too. On the Pixel 3 XL, we used the 75 degrees camera. We have shots with and without bokeh. The only major change to the Pixel 3 camera is the addition of a wide-angle selfie. So, here's the difference it makes: plenty of room to fit more people in the shot. The main difference we can tell from the Pixel 2 XL and the Pixel 3 are that the new Pixel 3 tends to produce cooler images, the Pixel 2 XL tends to be slightly warmer. Otherwise, in darker areas of the image, we're seeing less noise and more details from the Pixel 3's camera. You can notice this if you look at the bushes under the building's overhang, less noise and clearer details. Google neglected to add 4K at 60 FPS recording, a feature all major flagships have had since 2017. The Google Pixel 3 and 3 XL can record 4K at 30 FPS, but they can slow things down up to 120 FPS at 1080p. Conclusion: Google's Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL are not the most revolutionary smartphones to come out in 2018, nor are they among the most interesting. They are what Google has always envisioned them to be: minimalist, fast, secure, and great at capturing outstanding images. Google took the Pixel 2 and 2 XL and made them a bit better. It added tall aspect screens on both, wireless charging, a new dual selfie camera, and a Zipia chipset. And it kept what was already great about the Pixel phones: the camera, the software, and the understated feel. The price too. The Pixel 3 and 3 XL are a testament to how good the Pixel 2 and 2 XL were, that even a year-old camera is one of the best, and that fresh software will always mean a fast and reliable phone. The Pixel 3 and 3 XL also feel distinct in a sea of look-alike phones. However, the Pixel 3 and 3 XL could also prove to be too conservative. While their competitors are busy gaining multiple cameras and in-display fingerprint scanners, the Pixel 3 Duo could be taken as too plain, oversimplified. But again, that's Google's vision of a smartphone for 2018. We're not done with the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL. We're going to give them a good run once they're here at HQ, so stay tuned.